Hi, I'm Christine Kane, and today's video blog topic is the Play Big Zone. And I had great results with this. It's something I totally just winged, and it was pretty astounding to me to see how people responded to this. So I wanted to share it with you. Now, this sign is kind of a mess, and it was brought back all the way from Tucson, Arizona in my suitcase. So it's the original sign I created, and I created it on a whim because I was working with my Platinum Mastermind and coaching group. Now, these are women who have signed up to work with me all year long. It's a big investment. It's a lot of commitment. And of course, we all get to know each other really well, and they get to know each other very well, and I become very committed to them individually. We have lots of coaching throughout the year. The only one-on-one coaching I do is actually with this group. And so what I noticed happened, because we do 3 in-person meetings, what I noticed was happening was that as we all got more comfortable with each other via our group phone calls and our last meeting we had done, it is so typical of women to do this. We jump in starting to play big, and then we stop playing small, but we hit this point that I call playing medium. And that is where suddenly you get a glimpse of how big you actually are and how big you can actually be, and you hold back a tiny bit. You kind of go, oh, and the brakes go on. And so what we tend to revert to is our old behavior, and that for some is sarcasm. You know, just that little bit of sarcasm to keep you small. We revert to, self-deprecating humor. We whine a little, we play a little smaller, we don't believe in our own results, and we present that to the group. And I noticed that was happening as we got together for this the second mastermind we were doing. And so while they were all having breakfast, I created this sign and I put it up outside of the door. And I required that they read it before they go in. Now, this is the key thing for those of you who are leading such a group, or if you're planning on doing this. What you have to realize is that when you do something like this and you require that people take it seriously, especially if you have sort of a joking relationship or you're mostly light and have fun, that you have to stand up bigger when you do something like this. Because what I did was I required that they were not allowed to enter our room. It's a room that we're in for 2 full days, all day long, working on each woman's businesses, her challenges, her, any stuff that's coming up for her that she wants some support on. So before they walked in that room, I required that they read this sign and that they set an intention and they walk in the room only after they've read this sign. And that's a big thing to do, especially because, I like to joke around with them. There is a coaching relationship there, but there's also an informal part of our relationship too. So it requires that you step up a little bit as well. So what I created here is called the official Play Big Zone. And that is exactly where we were doing our meeting. I wanted to put out that I had 0 tolerance for playing anything less than the biggest person you were going to be. And so it says you are entering an official Play Big Zone, and the following is prohibited. And these are things the places that we tend to go to when we're scared of getting a little bigger. We're scared of making more money. We're scared of stepping into the spotlight. Being a victim, blaming anything or anyone for your results, distracting and self-deprecating humor. And you all know that place where you're just at the core of that emotional breakthrough. And what do? You dismiss it by saying something funny or something self-deprecating. Complaining, whining, and sarcasm, which of course are no good for moving forward in life, especially the sarcasm thing. It's so culturally accepted. It's so accepted in groups when you're the funny one. And then the rest of the sign says the following is required, because I didn't want to focus on just the negative. Taking full responsibility for your life and your results. Claiming the powerful woman you are. Recognizing that your clarity makes you unstoppable. Becoming the person you're destined to be, and full engagement, no checking out. And a lot of us do that. We kind of show up halfway, and we'll think, oh, what else can I do during this meeting? I'll take some notes on my own stuff, or I'll write my to-do list, or I'll check my iPhone. So full engagement is required, especially when you're in a mastermind like this, because this is generating huge results for these women. And the last thing says this is not a joke. Take one moment, get still inside, be clear and powerful, then and only then step inside. Now, the "this is not a joke" thing was very key for me because I can be kind of funny with them and lighthearted, and I wanted them to make sure I was serious about this. What happened was completely unexpected. I couldn't believe the results I got. One woman, who was the first one who was about to go, stopped before she went and she said, "Thank you. Thank you for that." Because what she recognized was she herself started to shrink before her time up in front of the group. Someone else said, and she got scared and she said, "What do I have if I'm not being sarcastic?" And she realized that is her default place, where she actually plays small. She's a very powerful woman, but when she gets scared, she goes to humor and sarcasm. And we all do this stuff. And it's great for me to coach these women because I learned their awareness, what I do as well. So I wanted to offer this to you as a way of up-leveling a meeting that you might be having, or a group you might be leading, or even your own office. And I actually hung this outside of my own office when I got back because I loved the energy it created in our room. It changed our mastermind and it made it that much deeper and that much more up-leveled is the word I like. And the women have left that mastermind and since created faster and more meaningful results for themselves. So I will give this to you. You can copy it word for word. It's obviously not anything I mass produced. So that's totally for you. And if you want to join me in a day where we will be in a play big zone all day long, November 6th, I am doing an Up-Level Your Life Day here in Asheville, North Carolina. There aren't many spaces left, but it's here during the fall, November 6th, all day long at the Inn on the Biltmore Estate. You can find more about it at www.wideawakeweekend.com, and I will see you soon.